Gentlemen, the fattest people in America are in rural America. Let me repeat that again. The fattest people in America are in rural America. I don't know, maybe they're out there slaughtering pigs and cows every day and devouring all of them. Country folk are being hit harder by the U.S. obesity epidemic than city dwellers. Two government studies show nearly 40% of rural American men and almost half of rural American women are statistically obese. So your fat cows are out there in the rural areas. U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention research reports Tuesday. And rural men, women, and children are more likely to be severely obese than their counterparts from urban areas. So y'all fatter than the people in the urban areas. Further rates of obesity in adults grew much faster in rural areas than metropolitan areas during the past decade and a half. And senior researcher Cynthia Ogden, if you look at the trends in men severely obese, more than tripled in rural areas, said Ogden, a CDC epidemiologist, and women severe obesity more than doubled. Experts categorize obesity according to body mass index, a measurement based on height and weight. Severe obesity, a BMI of 40 or more, increased in rural men less than 3% in 2001 to 2004 to almost 10% in recent years. Severe obesity also increased among urban dwelling men during the same period, but only from 2.5% to roughly 4%. So definitely it went up a lot higher in rural areas than in urban areas. And non-metropolitan women, severe obesity leapt from about 6% to almost 14%, while creeping up from about 6% to over 8% among urban women. So, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact of all the crap they say about the people in the urban areas, these non-metropolitan women and these rural women and men are way fatter. All right, let's get back. Health experts say they are puzzled by the study results, given the popular notion that urban dwellers have less access to healthy food and regular physical labor than rural dwellers. No, you know what it is? You have more money to spend than those people in urban areas. So therefore, you spend it more on junk, mainly junk foods. That's what's happening. This is showing us the more money people have, the more they spend it on junk food and they sit around and get fat. These people in the urban areas, they can't afford to eat junk food all the time. Many of them can't have that every day because they don't have the money. So, no, they would be less likely to be fat, like your rural people that got more money. All right, so I don't know what your health experts are puzzled over, and I don't understand why they think it would be the opposite. To me, it makes sense the way that it is. I wasn't surprised that obesity was a problem in rural areas. I was just surprised that it was higher than urban areas. I'm not. I'm not, y'all. I kind of expect it to be the other way. Dr. Wirgen, a country doctor in Milford, Nebraska, he also passed president of the American Academy of Family Physicians. You know what it is. They hear so many bad things about Black people. They always assume the worst health and the worst of everything is going to be on us. And they're shocked when it actually is on them. It goes along with, population decline, and they were talking about that over and over. But see, they were expecting that population decline to be us. But ladies and gentlemen, that population decline is them. I mean, all right, y'all. Sorry about that. Of course, when I get on a roll, somebody comes at the door. Obesity is linked to an array of health problems, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and certain types of cancer and pregnant complications, so pregnancy complications. For the report, the researchers relied on data from the CDC's National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, which regularly monitors the health and nutritional status of adults and children in the United States. They found more obesity, a BMI between 30 and 40, in rural areas than urban settings for men, 39% versus 32%. Women, 47% versus 38%. And children, about 22% versus 17%. The differences were even more striking when it came to severe obesity. You know what this means, Black people? We're getting better and they're getting worse. Rural men have twice as much severe obesity as urban males, nearly 10% versus just over 4%. There are also large differences in women, almost 14% versus a little more than 8%, and children, 9% over just 5%. So their rural children are fatter than the urban children, and the rural women are fatter than the urban women. It's particularly troubling that nearly 1 in every 10 rural children is severely obese, said Erin Kelly, co-director of the University of Minnesota Center for Pediatric Obesity Medicine. These kids were with severe obesity really need to have access to specialized medical care to treat their obesity in a form of weight management services, Kelly said. The severity of the disease make it such that it can't be effectively treated in the preliminary care environment. Okay, so that this again, this just proves the people in rural areas are far more unhealthy than people living in the urban areas. I'm telling y'all, the more money you have, the more junk you eat. Unfortunately, those sorts of services are available only in urban settings. That is a huge issue, Kelly said. They just aren't going to be able to reasonably drive to the bigger cities where these obesity specialists who can help them. There's no way to tell at this point why urban people seem to struggle more with obesity than city residents, Wirgan said. But rural doctors need to be more proactive in talking with patients about their weight, he added. Family physicians like myself are in an ideal position, being a whole person approach to medicine. We don't just look at your heart or your lungs, Wirgan said. We need to be ready to say your BMI is now 25. That makes you overweight. Let's talk a little about food choices and physical activity. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. The researchers also found other factors that influence obesity risk. For example, people who had a college degree were less likely to be obese or severely obese. It may have to do with nutritional education and outlook and importance of physical well-being, Wirgan said. You're more aware of food choices and proper eating with more fruit and vegetables. The studies were published in June, the issue of the Journal of American Medical Association. So there you go. People in the rural areas, ladies and gentlemen, are fatter than the people in urban areas. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.